You ever have one of those days where you think you're finally out of the storm, only to realize you've just stepped into a different kind of mess? That's how I'd describe my first real welcome to Paradise Lakes. I mean, the name itself is almost a cosmic joke now. You know what I mean? We came here thinking we were trading sirens for songbirds, midnight gunshots for quiet nights, and backyard barbecues. Instead, 5 weeks in, I'm on a park bench, coffee cooling in my hand, watching my daughter Maya argue with a squirrel. And somehow that ends with me in handcuffs because the HOA president's kids spat on her over the color of her skin. Yeah, that happened. And here's the part that still makes me shake my head. The second I demand an apology, her mother, Karen Miller, self-appointed queen of the HOA, calls the cops and claims I'm the threat. 5 minutes later, it's me on my knees, wrist cuffed, sirens blaring, my little girl sobbing. All I could think was, you just made the worst mistake of your life, lady. But let me back up a sec. We'd moved to Paradise Lakes for the peace, the safety, that old American dream of a yard and a swing set, and neighbors who wave. I'd just left 15 years of homicide work in the city, burnout, endless nights, the worst people doing the worst things. My wife, Lena, a nurse with nerves of steel, saw me crumbling and dragged me out of that world for good. She found the sheriff's posting out here, sold me on the idea of second chances. Our new house looked like it belonged on a magazine cover, big oak tree out front, actual backyard, even a little lake in the middle of the neighborhood. I thought we'd finally made it. On move-in day, Karen Miller shows up with a fake smile and a binder thick enough to stop a bullet community rules down to the color of your front door. It keeps things nice. Lena shrugged. Sure, I thought. Nice was a word for it. For about a month, it really was. Maya played on the swings. Lena planted her garden. I found myself breathing easy again. But Karen, she was always watching. If she wasn't driving by to measure my grass with her eyes, she was sending snippy notices about our non-earth tone welcome mat. It was almost funny, at least until her son Kevin entered the picture. Kevin was a walking attitude problem, all scowl and no muscle, with that same smug superiority as his mom. I mostly ignored him until that day at the park. Maya's 7 little firecracker with big brown eyes, busy making friends with a squirrel when Kevin strolls over. Talking to yourself. What a freak, he sneers. I want to step in, but I'd promised Lena no trouble, no waves. Maya, being Maya, tells him she's talking to the squirrel like it's the most normal thing in the world. Kevin just stares at her, her hair, her skin, and then he spits out a word so foul, so racist, it freezes the air. She doesn't even understand it, not really, but she knows hate when she hears it. Before I can even process, he hawks up spit and launches it at her, right on her new pink shirt. That's when I break my promise. I get up, walk over, kneel by Maya. She's crying so hard she can barely breathe. I clean her off, whisper that I'm here, and then I turn to Kevin, telling him, "You will apologize to my daughter." He laughs. "Make me." And that's when Karen comes flying across the grass, phone already at her ear, shrieking that there's a dangerous man threatening children. The whole performance Oscar-worthy. Within minutes, cops are on me, guns ready, crowd forming, and Karen's putting on her best trembling mother act. The deputies cuff me rougher than they need to shove me against the slide. I'm the new sheriff in town, but they don't know me yet. Not until they check my wallet, see the badge, and realize exactly whose life they just upended. Karen's face goes pale as the realization sets in. She tried to weaponize the system, but she called the law right to my feet. And in that moment, as the cuffs come off, I swear to myself, you're not just messing with Marcus James, the neighbor, you just made an enemy out of the sheriff. Now, you'd think that'd be the end of it, right? But Karen's not the type to admit defeat. Next morning, there's a $500 violation notice taped to my door for public disturbance, after her kids spat on mine. Lena's furious, Maya's scared to go outside, and I'm left with a choice: blow up or play the long game. I file a formal appeal, cite every bylaw, outline exactly what happened. The HOA returns my letter unopened and doubles the fine, and there's a sticky note. Perhaps you don't understand how things work here. Oh, I understood. All right. Karen was running this place like her own private fiefdom, and she was using the HOA's rules to do it. This is where Uncle Mike enters the story. Lena's uncle, conspiracy theorist gamer, absolutely convinced that all HOAs are fronts for the Illuminati. He's half comic relief, half unlikely oracle. He starts feeding me wild theories about HOA contracts and shadow governments, but then he points me toward the public records. Follow the money, Marcus. That's where you'll get her. So I start digging. Vendor lists, budgets, invoices. Most of it looks clean at first until I notice the landscaping company is a P.O. box and the pool maintenance company's been out of business for years. But the HOA is still writing checks, big ones. I'm seeing a pattern: overblown budgets, phantom companies' fines for anyone who questions it. She's not just a tyrant, she's stealing from everyone. And then I stumble on a real twist. Arthur Jenkins, former board treasurer, forced out after his son was arrested on trumped-up charges. Karen told him she could make the problem go away if he resigned and kept quiet. He did. His son walked. Karen's reach was longer than anyone thought. She used the law as her own tool of extortion. Now, I'm not just angry. I'm invested. I get Arthur to talk, promise protection, show my badge. He tells me Karen keeps a second set of books on a thumb drive always with her. That's the smoking gun, but I can't just kick in her door. This isn't just about catching her. It's about the whole neighborhood, the years of fear, the silent suffering. So I use her own system bylaw, 12.1. Any member can call a special meeting with 10% of homeowners. Lena helps me gather signatures. Mrs. Gable, the elderly neighbor Karen bullied, becomes our secret weapon, rallying the others. We get more than enough. I file for a meeting topic: board conduct and finances. Karen's trapped by her own rules. The night of the meeting, the clubhouse is packed. Uncle Mike's in charge of tech, wearing a tie that's also a microphone, don't ask. I lay out the evidence on the projector, the budgets, the shell companies, the payments to nowhere. The room is dead silent as I connect the dots. Karen tries to shout me down, but the crowd isn't buying it anymore. She's losing her grip. Then comes the moment of truth. I call for a forensic audit, demand the real books. She panics, tries to slip the thumb drive into her purse, but everyone sees it. Karen, what's that in your hand? The whole room turns. She freezes. For the first time, the community sees her for what she is, a cornered animal clutching evidence of her crimes. And then, just when it couldn't get any crazier, Kevin stands up. Remember the same kid who spat on Maya? He sees his own name on the fake company's paperwork on the screen. He didn't just benefit from the system. She used his name to hide her crimes. The arrogance drains out of him, replaced by confusion and fear. Mom, why is my name up there? And that's it. Karen cracks. She drops the thumb drive, admits defeat, and resigns with her cronies in tow. The deputies walk her out in cuffs. Kevin's still a kid, poisoned by hate, but not lost yet. I let go home with a warning and a chance to figure out who he wants to be. The whole room breathes again, the weight finally lifting. 6 months later, Paradise Lakes is a different place. The audit uncovers years of theft, but the money comes back used for real improvements, not Karen's personal piggy bank. The rules loosen, neighbors talk again, flowers bloom, basketball hoops go up, and kids play together in the park. Even Kevin does his court-ordered community service, pulling weeds and painting fences. I see him sometimes head down working. Maybe he'll turn out okay. Sitting on that same park bench, coffee, finally hot, Lena at my side, Maya playing with friends. I realize what we fought for wasn't just justice, it was belonging. We gave this place back to the people who live here. And if there's a moral to all this, maybe it's that real power isn't in bylaws or badges, it's in community and standing up when it counts, even if your voice shakes. So let me ask you, where's the line between enforcing the rules and just bullying your neighbors? Was I right to use her own system against her? Or did I cross a line? What would you have done? Go ahead, let me know. I'll be here enjoying the peace we earned one ugly battle at a time.